Good morning, Year 4. It's Tuesday and week 9, lesson 2, and this is our second lesson called Describe Position. So we're just going to have a couple of hints and tips, have a quick look at the questions, and we should be done. It builds on the coordinates work that you did yesterday from Espresso and the White Rose worksheet, okay? So the only tricky part of coordinates is remembering which way round the numbers go, okay? Which one applies to the x-axis and which one applies to the y-axis. So I think we did a lesson a little while ago where we made up our own kind of little tip for remembering, okay? So I'm going to write a couple now. Okay, so the first number in the coordinate is always the one for the x-axis. That always tells you how far to go along the horizontal line, which is the x-axis, the one that goes from right to left, left to right. Okay, so these might help you. This is one that is traditional and taught a lot in the past. So go along the hall, then up the stairs. Okay, quick one is run. So you can think run along, then jump. And this is one that one of the girls in my class made up a couple of years ago, which I really like and always remember now. You have to be a caterpillar before a butterfly, okay? So you can make up your own, you can use one of these, but as long as you know the first number is for the x-axis, which tells you how far you have to go along, and the second number is the y-axis, which tells you how far you need to go up or down, okay? So coordinates are always written in pairs, and the pairs are separated from other pairs by brackets, okay? So this coordinate is 13. There is a comma to separate the numbers within the bracket as well, so they don't get mixed up. So we've got 13, 8. So the 13 is our x-axis and the 8 is our y-axis. Okay, so we would go along 13, okay, and then we would go up 8, and that would be our point where we were identifying the coordinate. So what I want you to do today is, well, all of you really complete the developing and expected sheet. Some of you can go on to greater depth. The questions are always the same, but the values are different, or there are more points of coordinates for you to navigate, okay? So if we start with this one from developing, I'm thinking of a coordinate. The value of x is between 2 and 5, and the value of y is between 1 and 3. Which coordinate could it be? Explain your answer. And here you've got the 3 coordinates, so they want to know whether it's A, B or C. Okay, so the clues will help you to work that out. So x is a coordinate between 2 and 5, and y is a coordinate between 1 and 3. All right, so I'm going to take that information from that question and work systematically through. I'm going to do my working. I'm not just going to guess. right? I'm going to write it down and I'm going to be systematic, which is where some of you rush through and then make errors. Okay, you understand what's going on, but you rush through and make errors. Okay, so we are looking for the coordinates of x and y. Okay, so we know that x is between 2 and 5, so that will mean it is the same as either 3 or 4, and we don't know which one yet. And y is between 1 and 2. Well, the only number, y is between 1 and 3. The only number between 1 and 3 is 2. So I know that the value of y is 2. So if I come up, remember y, the y value is 2, so this is on our y. How far have we come up? And then we need to see how far we've got to go along before we find our value of the x-axis. Okay, right, and it's a bit tricky because normally we always do the kind of x first, and you're taught always to do the x first, but in our reasoning and problem solving they're saying, okay, if we give you the y-axis, you should be able to work out what the value is on the x-axis, because there's only one point that is up to. Okay, so it has to be this one. And so if we look at C, we come along 4 and up 2. So our value there is 4. So we know that we had 3 or 4. And we needed 4. Okay, question 2 says Caleb has written the coordinates for the points on the grid. Correct any mistakes he has made. Okay, so we need the coordinates for point A, point B, point C. Okay, and I'm going to do those systematically before I then compare them to Caleb's answers. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about Caleb's answers until I've worked out the points myself. Alright, so A, coordinate A, I come along 1 and up 3. Okay, so open bracket 1 along 3 up, close bracket. Get used to writing your coordinates. Oh, I didn't realise you couldn't see. It's come out a little bit. Okay, so get used to writing your coordinates like this. Okay, in pairs, in brackets, separated by a comma. Point B, okay, I come along the x-axis 4. So I've got 4 and up 1. And then C along the x-axis 3 and up 5. And then I can compare my answers with what Caleb wrote. So we've got the same for A, yes, 1, 3. Caleb wrote 4, 1 for B, and Caleb wrote 5, 3 for C. Okay, and I wrote 3, 5 for C. Quick check. Okay, and what Caleb's done is reverse the numbers for that point. Okay, so you can explain Caleb wrote 5, 3, okay, in your answer. So if I just bring that out again, Caleb wrote 5, 3, whereas the correct one is show your working Okay, all right, don't just give me a single answer. Show you're working and be systematic. Okay, quick look at question 3. It says A is the same as 1, 1. Point C is the same as 3, 4. So if we have a look, 1, 1, okay, and C, which is here, is the same as 3, 4. So it wants to know, use this information to work out the coordinates of points B and D. Well, we know that that value must be 1 and that value must be 1 because we're given the coordinate of A there. I'm now going to say what I know for C. So I know I come along the x-axis 3 and up on the y-axis 4. So if I was in any doubt, I should be able to see that the value on the axis is going up in ones, and then I can easily work out the points of the coordinates for B by going along 1 and up, okay, and also for D, okay. So you can sort that out. Okay, here's expected, so you can see the same, you've just got more choices, be systematic, and you can work out which of these letters is correct for the point. Here we're just going up in ones, and our grid is smaller. The thing is still the same, work systematically through. Has he made a mistake with his coordinates? Alright, and then the last part, you have the information here to know the coordinates for A and C. Once you know that, you will be able to work out what steps the axis go up in and give the coordinates for points B and D. Okay, so the grids are getting smaller. And the last one I'm going to just show you quickly, okay, is on greater depth. Alright, so for the first time, our values on our axes are not just going up in ones, okay, and down here, okay, you will be able to see you've got the grid, and it tells you that point B is 45 by 45. So this coordinate here is, this value would be 45, okay, and then up 45, and I've come along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 steps. So 9 times something must equal 45, and I think from there you can see what that axis must be going up in, okay, and from there you'll be able to work out the other coordinates. Alright, so have fun, work hard.